Some people have asked about how I made Buford's harness. First of all, the reason for it is because of this that he has in his mouth right now. It's a black walnut. He cracks those open and eats them. So also the harness that we had that had plastic buckles he destroyed, and the metal clips he destroyed. So we made one without any clips. What we use is Dyneema. This is a very strong line. We have 7 feet of it we got at the marine store. This is 1/8 inch line. 7 foot is a good length to make the harness out of. We're going to start about 3 inches from the end. I'm going to use a fid. It's a metal spike with a hole in one end and a blunt point on the other end. And I'm going to push the fibers together a little bit and stick the fid right through the line and make a hole. Expand that hole open a little bit. And I am going to stick the end of the line right through the hole. And then I'm going to stick the fid in again, open that hole up again, and this time I'm going to take the middle of the line and stick that through. And that's going to be a little bit harder because I'm trying to push the line through itself. So once I've done that, I've essentially turned the line inside out through itself. That's going to be the eye that I make, and I want to make a rather small eye. I'm going to need to have 3 pieces of line going through this, and that's all I want. So now I want to tuck this tail back inside the line. So again, I'm going to push the fibers open, and I'm going to stick my fid right down the middle of those fibers. So my fid's going to go down the length of the line for the whole distance that this tail will be tucked in. And this is called an eye splice. So as I push my fid through the line, the distance that I need, and I'm going to come out the side of the line. It can be a little hard to get this through. Once I come out the side of the line, I'm going to take the tail of the line and stick it in the hollow end of that fid again. And I'm going to actually pull the line down through itself. And then once I get it through itself, I'm going to pull the tail out and stretch my line back around itself. And that's going to make the eye in the line. Once I have that eye made, I'm going to stick the end of the line. I'm going to find the other end. Buford's hard at work making a mess of his walnut, which again is why we need to have something that doesn't have buckles on it. So I stick the end of the line through the eye. That's going to be the part that goes around his head. I'm going to stick the line, end of the line, back up through. And that'll be the part that goes around his body. And then to keep that from cinching tight, as some people were concerned about, we're essentially going to tie a bowline using this as the loop. So we're going to go around the part that has the eye in it, and then back down through the hole, through the eye splice again. pull all that slack through. Then as you can see, it's tightened around itself. So when I pull on that, it locks down on the knot and not tightening these two loops. So we would have one loop over his head. Can we put it on? And you can see he's trying to eat it. And then this loop would go around his body, and this is the leash part. All right, we'll take it off. Good job, Buford.